USA. Yeah.
All right.
Look,
You're not starting with a this is.
Here's the deal.
we just got out of jail.
We just got back from Monterey, and we're beat. And we're,
This is like day 5 or something.
Something like that,
Just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
nonstop.
24/7, been together.
Yeah.
we're sick of looking at each other. We've been camping in a trailer at
come to
Laguna
blows.
Seca.
Yeah. Carbos is almost disbanded 3 times. No.
Smelling each other's farts all weekend. This is the end of the road. But we wanted to,
Record the big 1-5 or the big 5-1.
yeah, we just wanted to like give you guys something to say we're still alive and whatever.
We made it back in
Yeah.
mostly one piece.
We made it back. We don't want to give too much away. There's probably some spoilers on the internet.
Yeah.
But
Let's just say some big things happened.
yeah,
at
suffice to
college.
say, it was an incredibly fun and successful weekend.
Yes.
And
Depending on your definition of success.
Yeah.
I would say
Our
it's-
definition.
Yeah, right.
yes.
Maybe not
from our point of
not
view.
necessarily other people's.
Oh well,
definition
for
of
what we
success.
set out to do, it's
Yes.
extremely successful.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I feel like we made the Kickstarter crowd
Exceeded expectations.
very proud of us. So that was our goal. So we feel like we did that. So
We have hours of footage to go through.
Yeah,
to
we're gonna
tell the story.
we're still gonna take next week off from the podcast and just focus on getting that video done because we want to get that done as soon as possible while it's still relevant. But it seems like it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
super solid, very entertaining. Yeah, I think it'll be really good. So yeah, I think that's good enough recap.
Yeah.
Our meet and greet was successful. Yeah. For our first ever meet and greet.
Yeah, we did a meet and greet, and just generally, like, we were pretty. This is the first time we've been in public where I felt like we were well known.
Yeah.
Big shot.
Because I don't know, a big shot.
Medium shot.
Yeah, I would say like
Small shot.
I'd say like small to medium shot. But we met a lot of people who had heard of us.
Yeah.
And usually when we go to events, it's like
One.
one or
Right,
two
yeah.
or something, and like that feels pretty special. To where this was like a lot had met us.
Yeah.
and that felt nice.
Yeah.
It feels like we're getting more popular than what our subscribership kind of shows.
Right.
It's like a lot
Yeah.
of people have heard of us, so it seemed pretty good. I just want to say, generally, we met quite a bit of fans. The range was from like casual fans up to like diehard patron.
We would hear
Kickstarter,
random people just go
whatever.
by repeating lines from
Yeah.
from past
And so it's like
movies.
we met the full range, but it just in general, our fans are like super fucking solid
Yep.
Yeah.
people. Like we didn't meet anyone who was a fan who
Was like off-putting or
like we
arrogant
didn't just
or
want to like
anything.
hang
Yeah.
out with.
Right.
And I was kind of thinking about this on the way home last night. I think it's because we have a product that's so true to ourselves, essentially, that anyone who likes it is going to be
Yeah.
Kind of on the
Similar.
same page.
they're going to be pretty
Yeah.
similar because we just haven't deviated from, in some ways to our success's detriment.
Sure.
Yeah.
That we have such
We haven't adapted to the masses.
we have such a like tightly controlled product to our quality standards. Not quality is just kind of a generic term, but
Sure.
it's something we like. To where it's like, if you're into our stuff, you're probably going to be someone that like we get along with.
Yep.
That's definitely how it felt. It's like everyone we met was just so awesome.
Yeah, I remember.
So
I remember
refreshing.
for the meet and greet, thinking like, "Oh, this might be awkward. Like, we'll like awkwardly talk for 10 minutes and be like, okay, we got to go." But it ended up being like, "Oh shit, we got to go." Like,
Yeah, it was. We had
Yeah,
to-
like,
it was
it
just-
was
just
getting
like,
dark. Yeah.
a bunch of dudes,
Yeah.
and some ladies just bullshitting in a parking lot for
It was so
quite
fun.
a long time.
Honestly, everyone
Yeah.
I met, I felt like we could just like, if something happened and you're like stuck hanging out with them
Yeah.
all day, it would have been fine.
Right,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like everyone was just like, cool, man, super. So that was just that was very, I don't know, positive and like encouraging to
Yeah.
me to keep doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, and there's a few people specifically that we'd like to shout out. There's more that we just weren't able to write down because there was so much commotion.
yeah, we tried to make a list of like shout outs.
Yeah. So many people came up to us, but especially Hunter Swift,
Oh yeah.
who is a photographer. He
Yeah.
essentially became like third cameraman for the project.
Yeah, we met this
while we were
guy,
there.
Hunter Swift. It'll be in the video, but like
Right.
miraculously, we just kept crossing paths.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
he was
him.
just everywhere.
And he has a sick Cadillac CTS.
yeah, he has
by
a
the
dope
way.
car too. But super cool guy, and sort of just like
Yeah,
this
and his-
undercurrent of the weekend.
Yeah, and his brother-in-law Russell is a big supporter, longtime fan. So.
Sup, Russell.
Sup, Russell?
I think it was brother-in-law, right? If we messed
Yes,
up,
I think so,
Yeah, yeah.
some sort of connection.
Right, yeah.
Russell.
Sup,
Anyway,
Russell.
Sup, Russell.
Yeah, and Brian and Willie came down from Oregon, so it was cool to meet them. And
Sup, Brian.
Sup, Brian.
Sup, Brian and Willie. What's going on?
Ben Long and
Yeah.
his wife Amanda.
Oh, yeah,
that
ran
was
into
pretty
them
cool.
a couple times.
Yeah, we ran
We just
them
ran into
twice.
him out on like Monterey.
Yeah, I saw him with
Cannery
I saw him
Row.
with the shirt on. I was
Yeah.
like, nice shirt.
Yeah.
Like well before he was even within talking distance.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool sign. There's something about like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess I just said that, but you may feel like we're here with you, but it's like we're totally in isolation here.
Right.
And the only thing we see is some comments and a view count.
Sure.
And then as soon as you run into somebody who's like, I love your stuff.
Yeah.
Like we met people who are like, we love your stuff, and we like quote it.
Uh-huh.
with
Yeah.
our friends
Oh, right,
and stuff.
right,
It's
right.
like, we don't have that feedback until you tell us.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
hearing it, it's like,
It's awesome.
oh man, feels good. So yeah,
Put some wind
anyways.
in our sails.
Yeah, Ben was one of those like super fans, super cool to hang out with.
Yeah, Trevor was there. We ran into him a few times. He came to the meet and greet.
Sup,
Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah, he was out at some of the events. So
Yeah.
that was fun. And of course, our longtime friend and supporter Ryan Autry.
Oh yeah, what's
Nice
up,
Sup,
Brian?
Brian?
Brian.
Yeah,
It's nice
that
to
was
see him
cool.
out there. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know there's plenty of others. We apologize if we forgot.
I know, there was so
forgot
much,
your name.
like-
The guy with the shirt. Remember the guy? You know,
Yeah.
he was like talking. Yeah, he was super cool.
Yeah, we kept
Did you
running
guys
into
name? No, I
people.
didn't.
I know. So
But,
apologies for the people that we
Yeah, but
didn't
thanks to
promise
everyone
us.
who came up and talked to us and
Yeah.
told us things.
And it also occurred to me, like, I think there are people who, like, I get this look from people, like, they'll make eye contact with
Yeah.
me. Like, this happened at a LA Auto Show. The guy in the video who, during, like, there's just music playing, and I'm going around, there's this, like, kind of, like, curly haired younger guy outside. He was just walking past and he was like, I love your videos or something. Like he just ended up saying
Right.
something.
Yeah.
But before he said that, he kind of made eye contact
like-
with me.
And it's like he's like, do I know this guy? Or like,
Yeah.
where do I know
Well,
this
it's a
guy from?
They
Yeah.
look at you with a very familiar
Yeah.
look. I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to learn it.
Uh-huh.
And so I've noticed I can kind of spot people who recognize us and they'll look at us a certain way. But quite a few times those people would not say anything.
Right, yeah.
And so I think there are a lot of people, because like, you don't want to approach.
Right.
Yeah,
We're still strangers.
Yeah,
kinda,
that's
know,
usually
it's
how
like-
I am if I see something.
Yeah,
like
that's a
that.
pretty big hurdle to cross.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just going to go cold approach
Exactly,
for
yeah.
somebody who doesn't know me and I watch their stuff.
Especially
so.
if, and there's always like the 1% chance that it's just someone that kind of looks like that. And you know, it's like you look like a
Get the
complete
fuck away
idiot.
from who are you? Don't you make eye contact with me? Or like something like that. You just crush
And he,
it.
like,
Oh,
he
that's
gets it all the time. He's like, what the hell is this car?
Yeah, who is this guy? So like shout out to the people who didn't say hi to us.
I'll
you know,
look, the little glance.
if there's any of those, yeah. Anyways, if you do see us, like, come on up.
Yeah, shout
That's
out.
always a good
Yeah.
time because we're usually bored as shit. It gives us a break from talking to each other,
Right.
So that's great. But yeah, anyways, awesome meeting all of
Yeah,
you.
that was great.
Yeah, that was probably the
And like I say, all these people know that we've kind of gave them some of the scoop on what happened, but the rest
Yeah.
of you guys,
Or they
will-
were there. They saw it firsthand
Yeah, exactly.
too.
Many of
Yeah.
them saw it
or they
unfolding
were
in
there.
front of them.
Yeah.
but
yeah. God, such a good weekend.
there's
Such
a lot
blast.
there's a lot to recap in that.
It's still kind of
documentary.
sinking in.
Yeah.
Kind of because we're still in it.
Exactly.
A little bit.
Yeah,
We're all just scorched, like
know.
sunburned.
We got
and
some.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of color.
Yeah, I don't know if this like shows up.
We're all chafed in places we never knew.
I didn't even get sun exposure in certain places that I'm burned, so I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're just like newbies at sunscreen applications.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so we wrote some like semi-relevant. We want to talk about a few things that aren't going to make it into the
Yeah,
video.
because
we're
unlike
sure.
last year or the previous years I've been, we got to experience very little outside of our little
Yeah. Our goal.
fiery
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
Because usually there's so much cool stuff to see, and we just
totally.
didn't have much time to like actually walk around the shows.
Dude,
check stuff
honestly,
out,
yeah,
yeah.
like it wasn't until a few days before we left where I was like, oh, right, we're going to Car Week.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like it didn't
there's
even,
going to be a bunch of other stuff. There,
it didn't even occur to me that we were going to a car. It was just
Right.
so focused on the video and the event and
Sure.
like all that
All the
stuff.
Yeah,
I was
getting
like,
the car ready and
yeah,
stuff.
I was like, oh, right, we're actually going to like see cars.
Right,
Like,
right.
we're going to a thing. So, yeah. But it ended up not mattering because, yeah, we didn't see.
Yeah.
I actually didn't experience too much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot that will be in the video. We don't really want to touch on any of that. There's some stuff that we know won't be in there either because it's not relevant to the story or it's like inappropriate. So we've got a few things here that we're going to talk about. And a few things that we just know aren't going to make it in there. But I think after the video, there will be a bunch of stuff that we'll end up cutting.
Yeah,
that
right.
will end up being podcast
topics. Yeah.
fodder.
Right.
So, in no particular order. Here, okay, this is one that I've kind of wanted to talk about.
Actually, can I do one quick one that I just remembered off the top of my head?
Yeah.
So you'll see here that we have this. Excuse me. We have this sticker.
Oh yeah.
This is our. I don't know. I guess you can't really hold that.
Yeah.
Up. Maybe we can put a better image of it.
Bro, I'd totally hold this.
Just get all up in
Yeah.
there.
So we made a custom sticker for the event.
Yeah. So yeah, it's clever, but it has like a nice vector illustration of the car itself.
Yeah.
And a couple months ago, when we were like having that made, we used like a kind of freelance service where there's various people that'll draw this thing out.
Yeah, you contract it out.
And obviously these are being mailed out to our Kickstarter
Kickstarter
supporters.
yeah,
So if you're looking for
supporters.
those, they'll be on the way shortly. But yeah, so like they want to see a photo of the car to work with the art with, and there were some funny encounters on that. I specifically remember I sent it to the first guy. I was like, "Can you do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like it takes 2 days and I'll have it ready.
Their
and it costs this
their
much.
whole like business models, you send them cars, they vectorize it into an image and send it back to you.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, they're based all over the world,
Right.
and I assume they work from home, or
Yeah,
they're not like working for a company. I don't
Right.
think. Anyway, so like I remember we sent it to one guy,
The first guy, right?
and he was like, "Yeah," or like before we sent him the image of the car, he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'm on it. Like it'll take a day."
yeah.
And then I sent him the image of the car, and like I just became back like, "I'm ill. Like I'm sorry, I cannot do this."
Yeah.
Even-
He got sick from
Yeah,
the
that's
fury.
what we like to imagine.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like he saw the car and became ill.
Yeah. For whatever reason, he backed out. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So, but he was like, "I became ill and sorry, I cannot do this."
It's not clear if it was the car's fault.
Yeah, it's yet to be determined.
I wonder if he just didn't.
Or just like it's too
It
hard.
was just a tough
Yeah.
subject.
It
Yeah,
was like too weird.
because it's not like it was like a physical job that being ill.
Yeah.
Right.
It was too beautiful.
Yeah. So after we weren't able to work with him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we found another gentleman who was able to do it, and I mean, a lot of these guys are like overseas, so they're
Right,
not real familiar with like the latest goings on in supercar world.
Right.
I assume so. I sent him the photo, and he's like, "Do you have another photo? I've never seen this car before." I assume because most people presumably send them an image. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they can kinda
this is my
Google-
Mustang, so
Yeah.
like they can look at a bunch of other pictures if they need to like
Right, yeah.
catch
Reference
the
points,
details
yeah.
on something. And this guy's like, "I've never seen this vehicle before."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, it's one of a kind." He's like, "It's very beautiful," which I think was just like a compliment, like
Right.
Yeah.
like to the guy who's employing him.
Its lines are very complex.
Yeah, it's just like, "I've never seen a vehicle like this."
The artist.
So yeah, but as you can see, he did a fine job.
Yeah, bang up
And,
job.
We might do some shirts or some
I
other
think so.
merchandise
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more to come.
with this or a version of it. So
yeah.
look out for that at some point.
We'll step up our swag game.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've wanted to talk about this for a while, but it was extremely apparent at Car Week. So this is an even better time to talk about it. But like, and I've been guilty of it in the past, but there's something funny to me about, and it's not the typical dynamic is, I'm going to say like guys dragging their girlfriends around. That's not to say that like, it's always in
Right.
that order. It just tends to be, I think, a male
Particularly
dominated
at-
hobby.
car
Yeah.
events.
Oh yeah, at car events for sure.
Yeah,
The
especially
other
at
side
car
of it
events.
is like, oh, the girl drags the guy to like the opera or something like that.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
a chick flick or something.
Well, I say that because we have like female audience members,
Yeah.
including some that are like smarter than us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sup, Lena?
Puts you in your place from time to
Who,
time.
like knows more about cars than we do. But anyway, you often see. She's totally wrong about that Schrodinger's analogy. I need to argue with her offline about that. But there's some about it's just like semi uninterested girlfriend, but she's being a good sport.
Yeah.
And then guy who's like trying way too hard to like
Force it on her.
Keep her
to
into it.
force her on it. And they're just like, oh, this is the whatever. And they're like pointing at shit in engine bays. You know, you like go to car shows and they're like deep in there. It's like, oh, you see, this is the what. And she's just like, yeah. And you're like, you'll run into them a half hour later and they're still doing it. It's like this Ferrari is like whatever. It's just like I don't know. I saw that over and over this week. It was like extremely apparent there.
I remember we came up with a joke. It was like if your girlfriend or wife is being too annoying, you could like check her in at the trophy wife check-in counter, and then check her out at the end of the day.
That was more just because
Do you have your tickets, sir?
That was more just like an accessory that you pick up at the gate.
yeah,
For an
some
extra
of the,
fee, you can be provided with like a trophy wife to like tour the event with you.
That was more because of some of the like higher end looking people walking around
With women that are significantly younger.
and more attractive.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have like a specific story about that, but I kept seeing it and just kind of like feeling a little sorry for those women. Like they were good sports.
Another one is we could say at Exotics.
We attended Exotics. I don't know if the car got
Exotics
in or
on-
not.
Exotics on
You'll have to
Broadway.
find out.
Exotics on Broadway.
You will have to find out.
Whether or not the car got in is a different
But, you know,
story.
Or you can look at the thumbnail
Yeah.
for just a little hint.
But that's like, has major manufacturers like sponsors, especially like, Koenigsegg was there and like Ford was there.
Koenigsegg. So back it up just a bit. Exotics on Broadway is like free to the public car show.
Yeah, it's
where-
one of the few like free events of Car Week.
Yeah, and it's just like it's only Exotics.
Yeah.
According to the name.
Yeah.
And it's semi-exclusive to get into.
With a car.
Yeah, with a car.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a street, it's like several blocks of a street that they block off and cars.
Park all the cars and like
just
people
filled
like,
I mean,
wow.
here's some photos. From it. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Like, here's some photos. John's going to put
Yeah.
some in there. It's just like, tons of people, if you're listening to this, and like exotic cars on the side.
Yes.
And it's like every like.
And it's definitely a very different crowd than the rest of Car Week.
right.
Yeah.
It's like
And
a
so-
younger.
So yeah, they had like a live DJ there, like it was blasting music like up and down, like you said, multiple blocks. Like he's in like the center of it, but there's speakers going up and down.
Yeah,
the
they have
whole
a
thing.
main stage.
It was
with
the
a
only
DJ.
event where you could smell some 420
Yeah.
in the air.
Oh, really?
That we went to this year. Yeah.
But the funniest thing was the DJ. He's like the typical DJ. He's like, yo, 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 like Exotics, the most exclusive, like or whatever, biggest car event in Monterey.
Yeah, he was hyping it up.
Yeah. But it came time. He was like, we got Horatio Pagani in the house. Like he's like introducing like the CEO head of the freaking like a major supercar manufacturer, and then the little German guy comes up to the stage.
Is he
I think-
German? I need to look
Is
at
he German? Yeah, we need to confirm.
Never assume.
But he just goes, "Hello."
Yeah, I always laugh at that stuff when it's like, he Argentine Italian.
Oh dang, way off.
Oh, wow. Not even close. He was European.
Yeah, let's go with European.
He was foreign.
Yeah, but he's essentially like, here's a picture of him. He's essentially, it's like mild mannered
Right, yeah.
genius.
Gentleman.
Is the
Yeah.
like archetype.
Right.
Yeah, and the DJ's just like, how y'all doing today? Just kind of like nonstop hype. Like, you feeling good, Exotics?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this event's insane. And he's like, Horatio Pagani.
Yeah.
Like, how you doing? And it's like silence for like 10 seconds. He's like, it is a good day. It's like, don't fucking do that to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. Like, come on up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite car here? Yeah, it's like, dude, you leave him alone. Like, he just wants to like go home. He wants to like fly back and go back to work. Doesn't care about this. I like felt that coming before it happened.
No, yeah. When they announced him, I was like, "What is he like? He's not gonna like fit in
he
with this.
doesn't
He's not gonna
care.
have the energy and the amp
Yeah.
to keep
It's nice
up."
to be here.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. The other funny thing about that was like, so it's what, a half mile
Roughly,
street,
yeah.
maybe.
Probably,
They block off a half mile, and every like 100 feet they have speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every set of speakers is playing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's synchronized music, but the announcer is also coming out of every set of speakers. So you've got the center stage with an
Yeah.
announcer.
And the music, like most of the events at Car Week have music, and the music they play here is very different than
Like,
the music at
Yeah,
the
it's
Quail
just
or
like
the-
general kind of
it's
like,
kinda like-
hip hop, whatever, current stuff.
party music.
Yeah. It was a little too urban for Mike's tastes. He felt
Well,
uncomfortable.
what I mean, like every other event in Car Week is like jazz and like yacht rock, and it's a very different atmosphere.
It's the center stage, and this announcer speaking to a half mile of
people.
length audience,
Right.
a half mile. And he's talking about shit that's happening
Directly
in
in front of him, yeah.
Because cars will arrive and drive
Like be
through
escorted.
the
Yeah, they'll be
event.
escorted
so
all the way through.
They have to like part.
They have
the
to
crowd.
shuffle the crowd and
Yeah.
stuff. And he'd be like, whoa, back up, people, back up here. Come on,
Yeah.
back up. We got another car. And he's talking about shit that's happening 10 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
But he's speaking to a half mile wide audience. And so you're constantly walking around.
There
like,
was
do I
one
need to-
time when like
do
he
I
was like,
need to-
yo, we got a car coming, everyone move out of the way. And like I like turned around and I'm like, there's no car
you
behind
constantly
me.
feel like you're fucking up. Because he's like, oh, okay, come on, people, back up here. We got Ferrari, back up.
Yeah.
And it's like, rev it for us. It's like, dude, no one but like 6% of the audience can fucking see what you're talking about. Like, they hired people to do the job you're doing. It was so annoying. If you're anywhere in the street, you're constantly like, am I in the way? Like, oh, we got a Koenigsegg coming. Like,
Yeah.
look at this. It's like, yeah, that passed me like 10 minutes ago. Because I'm on, like, stop doing that. Like, just play music and hype the crowd. Don't respond to shit that's in front of you. Like, that's not your job.
Another thing I remember about that DJ is when like the Ferraris rolled in. And he was like, "We got 101 Ferrari F50."
Yeah, I don't know what.
Like I think
don't know
he
what
just
he's referring to.
I think he didn't. I think it meant like the first one produced.
Is
ever,
either
but, like
production number one.
Yeah, I think he just didn't know what the terminology 1 of 1 meant because then like he was like, "Oh, and we got another F50 coming in,"
Yeah,
and
there
then it's
were-
like, and
there
then it
were
turned it up, and
3.
he was like, "We got 4 F50s here."
Yeah.
and he just was like 1 of 1. I was like, that means there's only one
But
of
maybe,
them.
maybe one of them was custom or something.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Coach work.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have to like play hype man for 8 hours straight,
Yeah.
or whatever, it's like that's pretty tough.
Yeah, you're gonna wear
You're bound
out.
to make some mistakes, but yeah, I don't know. That was kind of cracking me up.
He was hyping people up though, man.
Yeah.
He was not bad.
He's better
I mean,
than I
he's-
could do.
Yes. I mean, I'm a fair to middling hype man myself.
Yeah, he was decent in his job. I'll say that, except for those few points, which I have dissected and comically reflected upon.
Showing my superiority over him.
Yeah. Okay, this is one that I will probably regret talking about, but there's just something about Car Week. It's like the undercurrent of Monterey Car Week is wealth, basically. It's just like everyone bring your special thing and like look how much money.
Let's show off to each other of how wealthy we are.
Or in some cases, literally, let's go and spend
Yeah,
$50 million on a vehicle.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like spend. It's just like look at my wealth. I mean, it's about the cars. And it's cool,
Yeah.
but it's like everywhere you look, it's kind of money
Right.
is the theme, and so it does something to people where they want to like rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And like talk about every opportunity they've had to like interact with wealthy people or appear wealthy.
Right.
And you'll just pass by people having these conversations where they're just trying so hard to like flex,
Fluff themselves up.
like fluff their like wealth
Portfolio.
or whatever. Yeah, and it's like we just saw a few. Like as soon as we got there, I think we like went to kind of like meet up little car show thing just to like kind of scope it out. It was
Yeah.
like Thursday,
Right.
and we were like walking past a group of people, and they were like, "Well, I was driving my friend's like 911 GT3 last week and like putting it through its paces
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something." It's just like immediately I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh man, we have to be here for like 3 days. This is gonna be super tough.
And then you'll like actually be out and see someone, quote unquote, putting the car through its paces, like on the street. And you're just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's probably the other funny thing about Car Week is the amount of like asshole behavior by exotic cars.
That part I think is a new found.
A new development.
I mean, a recent part of Car Week.
That it's so
from what I can
subdued?
tell. No, that it didn't. I think Car Week historically was like a very distinguished.
It feels that way to me.
No, well, like more recently, that's when like the guys like screwing off on
The
the street.
hooligans on the
Yeah,
street.
right?
Oh, well, I what I was thinking is the amount of like supercars doing irresponsible things is extremely low.
Really?
They're usually just like putting around.
There's quite a bit of supercars doing.
Oh, really?
From what we saw what the police were doing in that tunnel. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. It seemed to me like you don't see a ton of that stuff, but the things that I do see a lot of are the like mediocre cars
trying to get in on it.
Trying to like, you'll have like Mustangs and like
I'm here too.
Chargers and
Challengers,
stuff,
yeah.
like trying way
But
too
like that,
hard.
even that is also a new like Car Week it was more of a specific audience it was aimed at, but now it's like, hell yeah, dude, let's go.
Yeah, I blame
Fire up the Scat Pack and let's roll down.
I blame exotics. Exotics on Broadway. Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be as much like hoonage as I would expect, which I like. I mean, that stuff.
I think
kind of
it's
annoying
changing
me.
though.
Yeah.
You think so? You think the scales are tipping?
I think it's on the rise.
The hoonage is on the rise, man.
Yeah, it's the internet. It's all those internet youths. Yeah,
Them and
maybe
their
so.
Fortnite and their
Yeah, we're into more subtle image. We like ours to be. We're more about the long game.
Highbrow hoonage.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say that's a good place to stop. We didn't want this to be like a full episode.
yeah, we don't want to spoil any of the.
We don't want to spoil anything. We don't want to give you nothing because I think it's kind of weird to like, did they go or
Yeah.
not?
Yes. We very much went.
We very much went.
A lot of things.
It was all the things that could have gone either a mediocre way or a cool way. Basically, went the cool way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's smooth. I wouldn't say that it was smooth sailing.
No.
Not by any means.
No.
but it was entertaining
It all benefited the end product.
for you. It was
Yes,
entertaining.
there's a lot of awkwardness and
for us, stressful.
confusion. Yeah, stress.
For the video, solid. So yeah, we'll try to get that out. I want to say I'd like it to be out in September.
Yes,
That's my
pretty much
goal.
as soon as we sign off, we're gonna like
Yeah,
get
we're
to fucking
just
work
like-
like in a minute.
Yeah,
Just-
we're going. Yeah, any minute now. We're
Yeah,
gonna start. It's your fault we haven't started yet. Stop listening to this. Yeah. So hopefully September, and then we're still planning to be back podcast wise. What did we say? September 3rd, I think.
Or second, I think.
Yeah, no, 3rd Tuesday
Oh,
after Labor Day. So September 3rd we'll be back.
We'll probably push that back a day just because of the holiday.
That is the date.
Right.
It's Tuesday.
Right. We'll
September 3rd.
push it from our usual Monday to that Tuesday.
Yeah, September 3rd, Tuesday. We'll be back because the Monday is a holiday. So we'll see you then. We just want to say again, thank you all for all your support, no matter what form that support has taken.
Yes.
Also sign up for Patreon. I forgot to plug Patreon, but that helps a lot. We basically ended up spending like
A lot.
exactly our budget almost. Well, I think we went over a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a lot of
All the
hidden
new patrons will make up for it.
Yeah, there were a lot of hidden costs where our money like spiked and then it went back.
Yeah, it immediately dropped.
Pretty much back to where we were. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. We really appreciate all the support. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for making this weekend happen. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, essentially.
Sounds good.
Cool. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.